Chocolate Cake for the Thighs, the anti-diet book for women. When I wrote my first book, the title just came to me. And that's because I wrote this book in 2006. And if you remember, what were they called? Chicken Soup for the Soul. They kind of had this same kind of purple look and such. And so it just was very inspirational for me I like having fun, I like to laugh. And this book began and started because I used to teach fitness classes forever, since, I don't know, over 35 years. And I would give tips and people would really enjoy them. And one woman said, you should write them down and make a book. And I thought, yes, absolutely. And so that became this, and the rest is history. And it still shows up on Amazon in the top 100 always, and occasionally, randomly, in the top 10 in health and fitness books. And the reason why this is so fun, and the reason why I wanted to share this with you today in the vlog, is because, I'm the threes, right? And that's why you're here, your 3 action steps. And so I wanted to give you 3 specific tips from the book. And they're very easy, and they will get you on your journey to getting back into a body that you love, that loves you back. Okay, so one of the tips is never sit down with an entire bag or box of anything. So portion control is very important. I don't believe in saying you can't have anything anymore, being very austere. So I don't want, and so not like you can have 3 chocolate chips, right? So find those portions that are less. And another tip is to always have your ice cream in a teacup instead of a cereal bowl, right? And then another tip is to use those little cute children's matching cups and bowls and plates, and serve yourself from there. And so that's what portion control is all about. Visually allowing yourself to look like, wow, that's a lot, right? Because when you put ice cream in a cereal bowl, you can put a lot of ice cream in there. And when you sit down with the entire pint carton of ice cream and a spoon, you can finish it. My weakness is chips. I say if the bag is open, the bag is empty. Right? So tip number 1 is remember to never sit down with an entire bag or box of anything. Tip number 2 is put on the shoes. So as humans, we condition very easily, and we like things that are similar and reliable. They make us feel safe. So I'm giving you permission, ladies, to go and buy some shoes that are specifically to just working out. Now, that being said, number 1, they should be on sale. Get your shoes on sale. All shoes go on sale. Number 2, if they are super, super cute, they are crappy fitness shoes. They should not be cute. They should be functional. Doesn't mean they have to be ugly, but you know what I'm talking about. Basically, if it's a designer label, and I don't want to, pick on anybody like Coach, but those are not fitness shoes. So you want to go right. Reebok, Avia, Rika. There's just so many Nike, so many good choices out there. So buy a pair of shoes that are just for working out. Now, you condition yourself when you put on those shoes. It's time to work out, whatever that looks like for you. Going for a walk, just dancing around the living room while you're dusting or cleaning. And the more you use those shoes just for movement, the more your body will know that that's what those shoes are for. It's kind of like for those of you that have dogs. If you get the leash, there's a certain sound and the dog knows, and the dog goes crazy. We're going for a walk. And so when you put the shoes on, just like if you put the leash down, the dog is going to remind you, hey, 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 hey. And so your brain will remind you, you put the shoes on, let's go. Now here's the other caveat to that, is that if you sit down, your brain should, over time, ideally with the conditioning, shouldn't take too long, will remind you, hey, we got to get moving, we got to get moving, we got to get moving. But, and this is important, if you wear those shoes everywhere, if you wear them grocery shopping, if you wear them to run errands, your brain will not associate them with movement in a way that makes us happy and healthy. Okay, and then the third tip that's really actionable is for those of you that have children, if you tell your kids these are the things that you don't want to be eating anymore, Woohoo! They love to be the police. So for those of you that don't have children, my suggestion for tip number 3 is make your home a sanctuary, meaning don't bring home those things that are tempting and open the door for overeating and overindulgence in those things that you know that aren't good for you, right? So for me, it's chips. And I tell this story sincerely. This is not a joke, and I'm not embarrassed to admit it. If there are chips in the house, big bags of chips, when I'm in the kitchen, the chips speak to me. They say, hello, we're waiting for you. Yes, potato chips talk to me, and I hear them. So I just get the little bags because they're already portion control. And so if they do talk to me, I do have the ability to have just one bag and feel satiated. So we'll talk about what it feels like to be satiated at another time. And so those are your 3 tips. Really enjoy, never sit down with an entire bag or box of anything. Get those awesome fitness shoes and either give your kids a list of things that you're not eating anymore and or make your home a sanctuary. Don't bring that crappy stuff into your house because then you won't be tempted to eat it. So that's it for today. I'm Elle Grinnell, and I'm just so happy that you're spending time with me again. Looking forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, stay happy.